This is The Daily Rule. I'm your host, Bryce Prescott, and welcome to your insider access to the mindset, skill sets, and habits of the truly successful. These rules of success are short 10 to 15 minute messages, making it easy to consume and share for maximum impact. Here's today's Daily Rule. Hello, my friends. Welcome back, of course, to another episode of The Daily Rule. This is Bryce Prescott, your host. I am excited for this episode for a few reasons. I feel like I'm going back to my roots a little bit. I've been doing more video episodes, a lot more video episodes actually, and this one is not a video episode. I've been finding that my desire to get the message out of transformation, my desire to be the catalyst to which that message is carried and to be the face to which is seen, comes with a certain mindset, if you will. And within that mindset, I recognize I've got to be pliable. I've got to be flexible on the result that I'm looking for. And I'm realizing that me doing a video every single day doesn't matter. That you, as the podcast listeners here, you're the OGs, my man. Like, you're the ones that have carried this. You're the ones that have joined my Facebook group. You're the ones that have been in my paid private group. You're the ones that have become my coaching clients. Like, it's all been from here. And so feeling additional pressure to pump out all that extra video content when it hasn't provided any result yet is unnecessary. So I'm still going to be doing video naturally, but I'm going to be doing it, a couple times a week is all. I'm not committed to having it be every single day. And I'll be repurposing that content as well, doing little clips and everything so that I'm being seen in the way that I want to, while still being able to have a real, just powerful fire hose of intensity here on this audio podcast so that, nothing is lost here. I was feeling personally from an energetic standpoint as I was broadening out my bandwidth to do these video episodes as well, that I was getting lost in the whole production of it. And not that any of that content isn't great, because I feel like it's all high level, very proud of it. But at the same time, I recognize that I don't want to have to be tied to that. I don't know if you guys care, if that makes any sense, but I'm feeling invigorating in this moment. And here's the catalyst for me that allowed that to come to fruition. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, it might have been the day before, I referenced something that as I was going back and editing, it stuck out to me as one of the most misunderstood truths that we've got to focus more attention on. And the quote, or the thing that I said, was paraphrased from Wallace D. Wattles, where it's basically that you can't, focusing on disease is not how you get healthy. Focusing on poverty is not how you get rich. I butchered the quote, but that's the gist of it. And it's basically that we cannot be focusing on the opposite of whatever it is that we are wanting to experience. We can't be focusing on the problem and expect a solution, because by nature of the universal laws as they are, when you focus on the problem, you get more problem. We've seen that in our culture in droves. So much more attention on things like racism and bigotry, and guess what we're seeing more of in our culture? Racism and bigotry. It's just a finite example of what's going on. And so my purpose, today's rule, is that you can't focus on the problem and expect to find a solution. You focus on the solution. So let's look at this within the context of the important topics to which we've discussed here on the Daily Rule. Let's look at it in context of your physical health. The way that you get fit is by focusing on your fitness, not by how disgusting and fat you are. The way that you get ripped six-pack abs is by looking lovingly at your body and knowing that they're underneath and focusing on that. And having your efforts be specific to obtaining that as your goal. Same with your money. If you're always worried about how broke you are, you will always be more broke. But when you find thankfulness in your heart for all of the money that you have, even if you feel like it's not enough, but you circumvent that feeling of lack and allow it to be replaced with a feeling of thankfulness for what you have, you'll find that more of that comes. And then when you add in the practical tools, the principles, the outer world principles that will allow you to earn and hold on to more money, your mindset will be intact so that it will stick. When you learn marketing strategies that bring you more business, when you learn how to be sticky and charismatic in your marketplace, whatever that is, so that you are the obvious choice. These are all outer world principles. It's a combination. Inner world, which is mindset, outer world, which is skill sets. But your mindset, your inner world principle has to be willing to focus on the solution, focus on the is, not the is not. Now, I know you get that as you listen to this, but our culture isn't set up that way. When you start to come from that place, you will be perceived as somebody with their head in the sand. You'll be perceived as somebody that doesn't care about hardship and challenges of people. And that is further from the truth. You just care about it in the proper way, which will ultimately then allow the problem to be solved. Let's look at something as divisive as racism, right? That's a big thing right now that's being floated around in our media and in our culture, that supposedly we're more racist than ever. Supposedly white supremacy is rampant. Well, how do you combat those things? You don't. You remove barriers and you love people for who they are, and you allow there to be inclusion and unity in what you do. The most racist people that I've ever met are people concerned about racism. See the connection there? When you love life and yourself and people because they're your brother and sister in this spinning convertible called Earth, things like skin color and origin and all that and religion, it don't matter. We don't get caught up on it because we're focused on the connection of the purpose of the people. We're focused on the solution. We're focused on being love and expressing thankfulness, and not in the petty differences. There's so much growth that you can bring into your life if you're willing to adjust your mindset to focus on the solution. And you'll find yourself as well getting really unwilling to put up with even commentary about the problem unless it's paired with a powerful solution. That's something that I've done with my children. When they bicker amongst each other or they have issues, as kids always do, if they don't come to me with a solution, I just tell them, hey, get out until you have it figured out. Come to me with a solution, then we can talk. Instilling in their minds that none of that noise matters unless they are going to be a part of the way that fixes it. That same mantra is something I encourage for you. Don't get caught up in the problem and focusing on the problem and all the details of the problem. The best thing you can do is the opposite of that. Like I started this episode with, you don't focus on disease as a way of getting healthy. You focus on what makes you healthy. There's a lot of different ways to get sick. We don't need to know all 50 million ways. You need to know the ways to get healthy. Meditate, proper amounts of rest, proper amounts of physical training and exertion in your body, having a great diet, effective relationships, low stress. Putting yourself in a position to experience that part of your life is how you experience health and how you create health. Not by being a germaphobe and worrying that your kids are going to get hit when they go out in the street and being just a nervous Nelly about everything. It's about putting yourself in an empowered position of focusing on the solution. Same thing with your money. We forget that money is cyclical. Money is energy. Money comes in and it goes out. It's always in constant flow. And when we try to hold that up out of fear or lack, we actually are stopping the flow of love and abundance financially into our lives. When we slow pay or we don't pay our debts or we don't invest in ourselves, There's the people that are listening to this right now that have considered reaching out to me to coach, but you didn't because you're scared and you're in fear. There are people that listen to this that I've spoken with on the phone that have turned down coaching with me because they were scared of investing in themselves. Now, I'm not making any sort of judgment call when I state those are facts. Those are from their words. I'm not ready. I don't have the money. I don't know what would happen if I did this. Fear-based decisions instead of focusing on the solution. So like I said, let's flip that mindset so that everything that we work on, both collectively as a community of people and as individuals, is we're focusing on the solution. We're focusing on what is good, and we're putting our energy into creating more of that. When we have good interactions with people, we share that we believe people are inherently good. When we make money, we share that it's easy to make money because we've done that. When we have gains in our fitness, we share that that's happening because we care about what the right things are. And then next thing you know, things start to get better. Now, does that mean that we don't have to be mindful of the details of the problem? No, but it's the door to which you go through that you pay attention to that. When you're in the thick of succeeding and being fit and healthy and having dynamic relationships and making money, you'll know what the problems are. You'll know the details. You're just not dwelling on them. And so from that, we change it up, find a little bit better of a mode to do it, and then we actually have true, dynamic, successful results. My friends, I'm going to wrap up this episode. I appreciate you as listeners. I want you in my Facebook group. Go to the episode description and click on the link for the Daily Rule Facebook group. Go to applythescience.com. My group there, I need some more people in it. We've had a little bit stagnant in our growth there, and we're doing some incredibly impactful trainings every single week that are a drop in the bucket for the value that you're getting with the training that I do specific to that group. So go to applythescience.com, check that out, and join me there. My friends, you know the drill. First of all, love your life. Second of all, live out loud. Tell your world how great things are and what you're loving. And third, till next time, take it a day at a time. I'll see you. Thank you for joining me for another episode of The Daily Rule. If you'd like assistance applying today's rule to your life, I invite you to click the link in the show notes and download my free assessment tool, The 3 Methods, that helps you to know exactly where you should focus your attention for the quickest transformation. As you're aware, the opportunities to be coached directly by me are limited, but if you'd like to see if you're a fit for us to transform your performance and your mindset together, making your life exactly what you've always hoped it would be, reach out to me at bryce@rulesofsuccess.com. Also, if today's episode resonated with you, I ask that you please head to iTunes and leave me a 5-star rating and review. That link is also in the show notes. Thanks again for joining me for The Daily Rule.